we discovered three genes in particular were very safe to be able to reverse aging by about 60 to 75%.
Scientists are now discovering that food can accelerate signs of aging and cause changes in our genes and how our cells age. By tweaking our lifestyle, we might be able to slow down this aging process. David Sinclair has devoted his career to unraveling the mysteries of aging. He firmly believes that the potential of extending the human lifespan is boundless.
Why did you give up dairy? You mentioned that you stopped dairy. What caused you to do that? And then did that have any impact? Because I know you monitor your body quite a bit. Did that have any impact on you?
Seemingly it did, yeah. And so I change one or two things at a time and have a look how it goes. And I'm an experimenter. I love dairy. I was eating a lot of cheese and red wine. My diet 2 or 3 days a week was a cheese board and a couple of glasses of red wine. And I've looked at my blood biochemistry, and I'm actually now younger and healthier than I've ever been since I've been measuring it over a decade. Now it's more like 14 years.
In this video, we'll talk about the 5 foods David avoids and his body is 30 years younger. Here's Harvard genetic professor David Sinclair. Lifelong research. While his real age is 54, biologist David Sinclair reveals to all that his biological age is over a decade younger. Sinclair defines biological age as the intrinsic state of the body at the cellular level, which might affect your overall life expectancy. Sinclair has spent much of his professional career researching this topic as a professor in Harvard's Department of Genetics and co-director of the Paul F. Glenn Center for Biology of Aging Research at Harvard Medical School. While working in Dr. Leonard Parente's lab, Sinclair discovered a protein called sirtuin-1 and SIR2 in yeast that slowed down aging in yeast cells. This was done by reducing the buildup of certain cellular components. At the same time, others in the lab found that a substance called NAD was crucial for sirtuin to work. Eager to continue his life's work, Sinclair collaborated with scientists at Biomol Research Laboratories in Pennsylvania in 2003. They confirmed that certain chemicals contained in meals, such as resveratrol, could activate SIR2. Sinclair's discovery was significant, and it was published in prestigious scientific journals. Sinclair's lab continued to investigate resveratrol and related compounds, as well as the role of mitochondria and NAD. They hoped to better understand aging and possibly slow it down. Sinclair's team made an astounding breakthrough in December 2020. 3 components, known as Yamanaka factors, were discovered to be capable of reversing the aging of human and mouse cells. They accomplished this by distributing these elements via virus. This not only regenerated cells, but also restored vision in elderly mice and glaucoma patients. Sinclair's lab released a study in Cell in January 2023 that supported his information theory of aging. According to this view, aging in mammals is mostly caused by the loss of specific genetic information. It also suggests that, at least in mice, Yamanaka variables can regulate cell aging and renewal. The 3 game-changing tricks. Sinclair thinks that measuring our biological age is way more important than counting how many birthdays we've had. Birthday candles don't tell you how well you've been living, he points out. They also don't say anything about how much time we have left. One of Sinclair's tricks is taking something called resveratrol. Sinclair is a firm believer in resveratrol, a polyphenol or natural antioxidant found in berries, peanuts, and red wine. Every morning, he takes it as a supplement with a couple of mouthfuls of yogurt. Sinclair also includes green matcha tea, which is high in polyphenols like ECGC catechins.
So green tea has ECGC, which is, again, one of these xenohermetic molecules. Let me just explain quickly what those words mean before I talk about green tea. So hormesis is this idea that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Puts your body in that heightened state. So exercise, skipping meals, that's hormesis in action. And xenohermetic molecules is the idea that we came up with, is that the plants will stimulate that. And xeno just means from other plants. So green tea has it, coffee has xenohermetic molecules, of course red wine. These are the things you want to eat. So green tea actually is very good for you.
According to research, the antioxidant effects of polyphenols help strengthen the gut flora, reduce the risk of tissue damage, boost mood, and raise cardiac strength. Sinclair takes the micronutrient as a supplement, which, when taken in excessive doses, can cause nausea and vomiting. According to the Cleveland Clinic, the full food source is more likely to benefit you than the micronutrient in supplement form. Sinclair adds that he has prioritized his morning polyphenols for about 15 years. He's also into a thing called intermittent fasting. He's a huge advocate for introducing a fasting period into our daily routine, emphasizing its benefits from an early age. But given how quickly people jump to new trends, it's vital that we realize extended fasting is a strict no for young kids. They can enter into a state of malnutrition or starvation. Unsurprisingly, diet plays a huge role in his life. He mostly eats plants and nuts, avoiding a lot of sugar and meat. This change has had a big impact on his health, making a big difference in his blood tests and how his genes are aging. 5 foods to avoid and why. To begin with, sugar. We've heard this a lot, but even Sinclair advises steering clear of excessive sugar. The more sugar you consume, the more your aging process comes to a grinding halt. On a more scientific note, high sugar intake can accelerate aging by causing oxidative stress and inflammation. And scientists tell us these are key factors in aging and age-related diseases. Next, processed meats. Sadly, a lot of processed meat is full of harmful additives and preservatives. Once again, the more you eat them, the more your body gets inflamed. It's an open invitation for chronic heart diseases to develop. Then, refined grains. Foods made from refined grains lack essential nutrients and fiber. Next thing you know, the blood sugar levels spike and slowly begin to cause insulin resistance over time. Oh, and starchy vegetables. You might love broccoli, sprouts, zucchini, and potatoes, but those veggies are here to also aid in your body's insulin response and potentially contribute to aging-related health problems. Lastly, excessive dairy. Overconsumption of dairy products can interfere with insulin signaling, which is essential for regulating blood sugar levels. This disruption in insulin function can contribute to metabolic issues and potentially accelerate the aging process. So, what's the science behind their harmful effects? Well, high sugar intake leads to the production of advanced glycation end products, which can damage proteins and contribute to aging processes. As for processed meats and inflammation, these meats often contain additives and high levels of sodium, contributing to inflammation in the body. Chronic inflammation is a key driver of various age-related diseases. Then, refined grains lack fiber, causing rapid spikes in blood sugar levels. Over time, this can lead to insulin resistance, a condition associated with aging and metabolic disorders. Now, while vegetables are rich in nutrients, starchy varieties can raise blood sugar levels, potentially straining the body's insulin response. And consuming too much dairy can interfere with the body's insulin signaling, potentially leading to metabolic issues and contributing to the aging process. So, does he practice what he preaches? A day in the life of Sinclair. Regarding his daily routine, it's important to note that there isn't a fixed template that he strictly adheres to, but it involves some key practices. One area he's actively working on is ensuring he gets a minimum of 6 hours of sleep each night. Ideally, he aims for 7 to 8 hours, but 6 suffices. To enhance the quality of his sleep, he utilizes a bed that adjusts his body temperature while he slumbers, promoting a deeper rest. This device also monitors his heart rate overnight, providing valuable insights into David's sleep patterns. Additionally, Sinclair wears a ring, similar to the Oura Ring, which tracks similar information. Come morning, it's been influenced by his partner and business associate, Serena Poon, a distinguished nutritionist and chef. She has significantly shaped Sinclair's dietary choices. One of the initial steps in this routine involves oral health maintenance. This begins with a mouth rinse using coconut oil, a practice known as oil pulling, which positively impacts his oral microbiome. Following this, he kickstarts his day with hot water infused with lemon. Then, he brushes his teeth with non-toxic toothpaste. Here's where a snack comes in. A small portion of yogurt infused with polyphenols, with a notable emphasis on resveratrol, does the trick. In terms of midday sustenance, he he tends to forego a substantial lunch. Occasionally, a small salad might suffice, typically once or twice a week, but his primary aim is to limit his food intake until dinner, which usually falls around 7 p.m. David's evening meal is rooted in a foundation of plant-based and nut-based elements, incorporating staples like rice, almonds, couscous, or crushed cassava. In between meals, if his tummy rumbles and he notices a dip in mental alertness, David opts for a modest serving of dark chocolate, usually at least 80% cocoa, or a handful of nuts. Additionally, Sinclair makes it a point to consume a Brazil nut daily, as it provides a source of selenium. Adhering to a vegetarian, or in his case, vegan lifestyle, does require some adjustment. Balancing social occasions and restaurant choices may present challenges, but occasional indulgences, like an occasional serving of French fries, are well worth it. So, where does balancing exercise fit in a busy schedule? Physical activities is a vital component of maintaining well-being, and it's an aspect Sinclair continually strives to integrate into his routine. Before the pandemic, his regimen predominantly consisted of gym workouts, including treadmill runs and weight training. Presently, his exercise routine doesn't demand daily commitment. Now, David has established a setup in his bedroom, complete with weights and gym equipment, which facilitates a more convenient approach. Ideally, his target is 3 weight training sessions per week, complemented by walks on days when running isn't feasible. Balancing an increasingly busy schedule, which includes writing a second book and developing a podcast and TV show, does present a challenge. However, finding the right balance between work and physical activity remains a priority. But maintaining consistency is key to his well-disciplined life. Even when traveling, he doesn't indulge in week-long cheat days. When on the move, Serena and David allocate a significant portion of their luggage to essentials. This includes provisions such as green tea, matcha, and supplements. They consciously seek out vegan and nutritious options from global cuisines. While they do indulge in late-night picnics on occasion, they make a serious effort to adhere to a condensed eating window, typically spanning around 6 hours a day. So, how do we know what changes we need to make in our lives? Introducing telehealth. All of his research has resulted in the launch of telehealth, an at-home test that uses a cheek swab to determine your biological age. Following that, you'll receive multivitamins that support good aging, as well as lifestyle recommendations such as diet and exercise. But if you're still confused about understanding the effects of aging on your body, let's break it down further. Biological age refers to how quickly or slowly your body is aging internally, which can vary greatly from person to person. It's different from chronological age, which is simply the number of years you've been alive and is used for things like celebrating birthdays. To understand biological age, scientists often look at DNA methylation. This is a process our cells use to control which parts of our DNA are active or inactive. By adding a small chemical called a methyl group to a specific DNA molecule, it marks that region with a flag that can influence how much of a gene is produced. DNA methylation patterns change over time and can be studied to estimate a person's age. Telehealth operates on cutting-edge science that revolves around DNA methylation, which is the gold standard for understanding aging at a molecular level. Their approach is both innovative and practical. They've developed a state-of-the-art test specifically designed for human cheek swabs. This modern test is the result of extensive research using a vast in-house dataset encompassing over 8,000 individuals. This dataset covers a wide age range from 18 to 100 years old and represents a diverse array of demographic groups. It stands as the largest DNA methylation dataset ever assembled for adult cheek swabs. So, what will the test tell us? Understanding your biological age is crucial. It goes beyond just your age in years. If your biological age is younger than your actual age, you might not need to take immediate action. But if there's a big difference, it's important to think about making lifestyle changes or seeking medical advice. Biological age gives a deeper insight into our overall health. So, from what we've learned, consistency and commitment to ourselves go a long way to improving our health. So, are you ready to change your life? If you found this video insightful, give it a like and subscribe to our channel.